Hi. Here are some answers to some of your questions. Grudge answered most of them pretty well. I do want to point out that the original team who did the first two are working on this. So if you like the first two, then you should be rest assured you'll like this one as well. Also the same team who did Global Gladiators, Cool Spot and Disney's Aladdin. 5 games, 5 years, 5 Game of the Year awards, 5 Audio of the Year awards and 5 Best Graphics awards. Don't lose faith now.
What was Shiny doing in the 2000s?
What's wrong with all the text? Is that part of the Matrix or is that just...
Oh no! Oh no!
Television frequency test message.
What the f*** is going on? My brain is gonna f***ing explode.
It's probably just the menus. Yeah, see, look, it's working now. It's alright, it's alright.
That's completely normal. Dude,
Shimon.
he moves so gross. He moves so fucking gross. He's like a bug.
I'm nervous as heck about Gen 4. There are several red flags going on here. The only footage ever released was 30 seconds long and reused sound effects and music from the first 2 games.
That was merely a sneak peek and the in-game engine running. Most companies will just show a logo and dramatic music.
Son of a...
We showed the engine working.
It's releasing for a controller with a very weird button layout.
We wish we had the Amico controller back when we created the first 2. We were so limited by 8 directional pad and 3 buttons. Half of the humor we had to pull out was due to the controller limitations. You'll finally be able to experience EWJ in all its comedic glory.
The game comes out in 6 months. If I remember correctly from that presentation, it's supposed to be coming out in winter 2021.
EWJ was originally scheduled to come out a year after the release as our big following year Christmas title. At this point, we are scheduled for Christmas of 2022. But that is not written in stone or a promise. Some folks get upset when timelines change. We want the game to be perfect. We won't put it out until the team feels that is the case.
Great googly woogly!
The console only takes E to E10 games,
Just like the original games were. 0 difference. No need for EWJ games to have blood.
Tasty!
Foul language.
Son of a... Damn! I'm groovy!
Sexual content.
You know what's the worst thing about prison? No dental floss.
Oh, Nelly!
Etc.
Tommy Tallarico is hyping up a game called Finnegan Fox for it, which is just an updated port for a game that scored 6 out of 10 on Steam.
Finnegan Fox has new graphics, new audio, new control system, new levels, new characters, new multiplayer mode and overall, an easier and more enjoyable experience. Basically, all of the things that kept the original from being a perfect 10.
The only things we know about the game is Michael Kolsch is doing high-quality box art for it just like the first 2 games. It's going to use traditional animation that isn't compressed. And Evil the cat's in the game.
You also know that the original team is working on it. That should be enough to let you know it will be quality and fun.
Someone took a look at the console specs and pointed out that it's worse than a Raspberry Pi. That's pretty bad.
This is the problem with listening to Amico hater idiots on the internet. They tend to lie and spread misinformation in hopes of destroying a video game console thief never played. Or, I could put it another way. If you love the originals on the Genesis and Mega Drive or SNES, then you'll love this one because Amico is a lot more powerful than a 30-year-old Sega or Nintendo machine. Games are about playability and fun factor. Especially EWJ. It's not about the speed of the processor or how many teraflops one has.
Please just leave me with so many questions.
Other questions you had.
Who is Jim's voice actor? Is it gonna be Doug Tenapple? Is it Dan Castellaneta? Is it someone new?
We have not announced that yet.
Are they going to use the game designs or the cartoon designs? I'm talking about directors like Peter Puppy, who went through an entire redesign in the TV show.
Will be more like the game. But when drawn in a cartoon style it does change the look a little, but not total redesigns. Just updated ones that the original creators wanted to do but couldn't 25 plus years ago because of the restraints and technology we had at the time.
Are they going to stick with the game personality or the cartoon personality? I'm talking about characters like Princess What's-Her-Name, who got upgraded from damsel in distress to full-on badass on the TV show.
More like the game. But if you read the new comics, you'll see some personality badass changes in those as well. So a little combo of both.
How the hell do we control Jim with a Zune?
You don't control Jim with a Zune. You control him with an Amico controller. The greatest platform game era was the mid-80s to the mid-90s. Look at a Genesis, Super Nintendo or NES controller. Now turn an Amico controller on its side with the disc on the left. Notice anything? The Amico controller is a lot more like a SNES or NES controller than a PS or Xbox is. And instead of just 8 directions to move him, we now have 64 positions on the Amico disc and with pressure sensitivity. We can do a lot more with the Amico controller than we ever could with a Genesis or SNES controller.
Are they going to take a page out of the Shantae games with a giant connected world, or is it going to be like Donkey Kong Country with individual little dots?
In time.
Whatever you do, do not eat the free pistachio ice cream. It has turned.